Think you'd be strong enough to resist a stranger giving you bizarre orders in a lab or over the phone? That's what they probably thought too at this McDonald's, even as the voice ordered them to strip and spank an employee. And that's just for starters.
I wanted to run.
The Milgram experiment in real life. Why did they obey? Primetime continues after this from our ABC stations.
I'm Liz Cho. Tonight on Eyewitness News, a deadly shooting inside a clothing store. Tonight, the search is on for the gunman. Police want to talk to this man about the murder of a professional boxer. And Oprah Winfrey fires back at critics about her new school in Africa at 11.
So did you two kids pick your 5 yet?
Yeah, I chose Sarah, Beth, Crystal, Jackie, and Jenny.
That's funny. I chose Sarah, Beth, Crystal, Jackie, and Jenny. Your friends are hot.
Are you gonna do anything?
Maybe you should have uglier friends.
Who's in your fave 5? Introducing My Faves for families. Each person gets unlimited calls to their 5 favorite people on any network. T-Mobile, stick together.
Denise Basic is a real Geico customer, not a paid celebrity. So to help tell her story, we hired a celebrity.
It was Thanksgiving night when I accidentally hit a deer.
Whoa, look out, look out!
I called Geico expecting to get a recording, but someone was there to help me.
Help me! Somebody help me!
Geico got my claim in the works right away, and I was actually able to enjoy my Thanksgiving.
Mashed potatoes, gravy, and cranberry sauce! Woo!
Geico. Real service, real savings.
Shouldn't a savings account make your savings go up? With the ING Direct Orange Savings Account, we pay high interest all the time. There are no minimums, no fees, ever, and no strings attached. Your savings are free to grow a lot faster than they would in an average savings account. If you live life looking up, get the savings account that only goes up. Call 1-800-ING-DIRECT. Open an Orange Savings account right now. Save your money.
Oprah now defending her new school in South Africa at 11.
Primetime Basic Instincts continues with Chris Cuomo.
April 9th, 2004. Evening rush hour at the local McDonald's where assistant manager Donna Summers suddenly gets a strange call about a theft.
He said he was a police officer, and I was talking to him about something being stolen, and that one of the employees had done it.
High school senior Louise Ogborn was working an extra shift when her manager calls her into the tiny back office.
And she said, well, they said it was a little girl that looked like you in a McDonald's uniform, so it had to be you.
It was the beginning of a terrifying ordeal caught on videotape here on one of the McDonald's surveillance cameras. The man on the phone ordered Summers to confiscate the girl's clothing and do a strip search.
I honestly thought he was a police officer, and what I was doing was the right thing.
The caller told Donna Summers to get her fiancé, Walter Nix, to watch the teenager during the restaurant's rush hour. He then ordered Nix to force her to do jumping jacks, hit her, and even perform a sexual act. Naked and vulnerable, Louise Ogborn says she never even tried to escape.
When an adult tells you to do something, that's what you do. You don't argue. You know, somebody smacks you on the hand, you listen.
The story made headlines as a real-life example of the Milgram experiment. Why did these people follow the bizarre orders of a stranger on the phone? Social psychologist Dr. Phil Zimbardo was a consultant in the McDonald's case.
Usually, obeying authority is good. We obey our parents and we obey our teachers. The problem is, it's fine to obey just authority. It's not fine to obey unjust authority.
But is there anything that would stop people from obeying the orders of an authority figure?
Incorrect. You three must decide the punishment to be administered.
Milgram found when he used a team of 2 accomplices who both refused to continue, 90% of his subjects followed their example. So we wonder, would compliance with the experimenter's orders decrease if we added an accomplice to our own experiment?
So you can turn that worksheet over.
On the left, the real subject, Michelle. On the right, Tammy, our new accomplice who starts the test.
75 volts.
as she started going up the scale, and then she started reacting, and I thought, okay, well maybe she's just holding it too long, because I did notice she would hold it down a little bit.
But at 90 volts, Tammy pretends to be too disturbed to continue.
I don't think I can do this.
Teacher 2, would you please take over? Sorry.
With little apparent emotion, Michelle takes over.
The correct word pair is cool cave. That's incorrect. 105 volts. 120 volts. I felt the pressure of, wow, it's up to me. I'm the last one. Somebody has to keep the experiment going.
That's all. Get me out of here. I told you I have heart trouble.
Please continue. The correct word pair is white horse.
He said to go. I can't do this.
She is visibly breaking down.
The correct pairing is white horse. I'm sorry, I can't continue.
Okay.
I started shaking. It wasn't the very last word. I mean, that was my breaking point, but the one before that, it was getting pretty bad.
At 150 volts, she refuses to continue, despite the experimenter's orders. But Michelle is in the minority. And one of the most surprising findings of our experiment, we discovered that even with a moral guide sitting in the same room as our subject, there was little decrease in compliance with the orders of an authority figure. 63% of our subjects continued to electroshock the learner even after our accomplice protested. That's only a slight drop from the 70% in our original experiment.
Milgram believed that if you could find some other people who also wanted to reject the authority, that was your best bet for breaking out of the conformity.
I suspect if we'd had 3 or 4 people stop the experiment, it would have been very difficult for people to continue, because they, at that point, would feel that continuing was the abnormal response.
And in the real-life application of Milgram's experiment, the McDonald's case, Walter Nix was sentenced to 5 years in prison for sexual abuse. Donna Summers was fired and pleaded no contest to a misdemeanor charge. Her justification for her actions was another disturbing echo from the Milgram experiment.
I was following the instructions of what a police officer was telling me. You weren't there, you didn't have the phone call? You have no idea what you would have done in that situation? You think you do, but you don't know.
When we come back, an experiment that goes